What are the unspoken rules of prison life? This one interests me. Never share your cellmate anything personal. It was a comment long ago, but a guy had a cellmate that was asking details, so he just told him a lot of bullshit. Good thing too, cause he had a court hearing for a lighter sentence and his cellmate testified against him. Since it was bullshit that doesn't make sense, they dismissed him. Edit. Thanks for the 1K likes, and remember, don't tell your cellmate shit, unless it's bullshit. I worked in a jail. At one point, detectives got permission to put a wire in a cell. They had us house the guy they wanted dirt on in that single cell, and next to him in the other cell, they had us put a snitch they were working with to ask the guy questions etc. through the vents. I just saw a video about a guy who shared details about his baby mama to his cellmate who got out before him then killed her. So it would seem this piece of advice could be very important. Edit. I didn't expect this to get any attention, lol. But in my tiredness I got the story a little wrong. The cellmate didn't kill her himself per se. He got into a gunfight with her in the car and got them both killed. Here's the link to the video. Nico Jenkins, his mommy bought him his very own shotgun just after he got out of prison after 10 years. He went on to murder 4 people that month with help from his very own sister, also a psycho, including a fellow inmate's baby's mama. He got death, she got life. I guess after all, a family that slays together doesn't necessarily stay together. Never tell any other inmate the details of your crime that are not already known or alleged. Especially in county. Too many guys looking for a ticket out or a lighter sentence. Do not ever fully instill your trust in anyone, no matter how acquainted you get. Don't fart in common areas. You could legitimately get beat up for that. No freebies, ever. You will be taken for a bitch if you give things away for the sake of making friends, and nothing in return. If anyone tries or succeeds in taking your shit, well, sorry kiddo, it's time to fight. The only time it's okay to give things away for free is if you're literally on your way out the door. Do not neglect showering. The pod, cell, etc. is an inmate's only sanctuary, and they don't take kindly to people stinking it up. You'll learn to appreciate that too. God forbid you ever go in. When shitting, flush in between turds. This is also for the sake of not stinking the place up. Either sit down when you piss, or be sure to wipe it up immediately. As fucked up as it is to say, it's best to stick with your own race or ethnicity when it comes to socializing and long-term associations. I won't get into the reasons why. Mind your business. That about covers the basics. The race thing, as explained to me by an ex-con I know, the thing is you're not necessarily racist, but say you're a white guy. You have a beef with another white guy and it's you and his problem. You hash it out if you have to. You have a beef with a black guy. Oh, guess what? It's a fucking riot waiting to happen. It's just the way it is ... It's just simple tribalism due to the dog-eat-dog nature of prison. And it's easier to team up with people that are ethnically similar to you than having to prove yourself as the white boy who's cool. Mind your business. Should be an out-of-prison rule too. Fun joke. A boy was in a taxi eating chocolate. Then he took another one. Then the driver asked, "Do you know that will damage your teeth?" The boy replied, "My grandfather lived 132 years." The man asked, "Was it because of eating chocolates?" The boy replied, "No, he was always minding his own business." As someone who's worked in prisons, for the love of God, don't get involved in any prison gangs unless you plan to stay in for way longer than you need to. Also, if you're cool with the guards, they will likely vouch for you and offer you jobs that don't suck. Most sound advice, simple and realistic. Don't look when someone is taking a shit or showering. Yeah, you should only look when they're taking a shit and showering. The waffle stomp needs an audience. This comment section is just prison mic. The worst thing about prison was the DMENTORS ... I heard prisoners who always talk to guards and stick around them are seen as snitches. Even if you're doing it because you have no one to talk to. I was a CEO once upon a time. If I was just bullshitting with one of them, I would talk loud and keep it short, or have a second person at the podium. Talking to a guard is fine, but an inmate may need to be able to verify what we talked about. I want to be approachable, but I am not trying to get anyone jumped. If we really need to talk to someone, we just pull them off the unit. Hey, medical called and said to send you down to the clinic. Don't do anything that negatively affects your cellmate. This sounds obvious, but why? You mean like he can kill you in your sleep or what? Yeah, there's that. But you don't bring heat on the house. BC, you're not the only one to live there. I don't know why I'm reading this like I'm going to prison tomorrow. I'm the same. I'm braced for some fucked up style dreams tonight, and I'll likely be playing the part of Beecher. Not sure about prison, but if you ever go to the hospital, on the first day kick the ass of the sickest motherfucker in there. You might have to break into a small perspex box to get to them, but don't let that put you off. Premature babies are the mouthiest cunts in the joint anyway. They're so fucking hard, some of them are *born *addicted to crack. Glass jaws though. Mind your business, don't go into debt, handle any disrespect with immediate action, don't look like prey, but don't act hard, keep your cell tight, work out regularly as war is always right around the corner. Prison debt leads to paying prison interest. I should add, don't eat the candy bar left on your pillow by another inmate, lol. Never touch another man's ramen. But have you tried sprinkling the small uncooked bits on top of your cooked ramen for a crispity snap? Beef. Baby. I think one of the most eye-opening and unspoken things about being locked up and entering society is that you truly can't grasp the whole world keeps turning with or without you. Your family, friends, loved ones will kind of stand still in time with you at first, but eventually they have to get back to their lives. Relationships, kids, deaths, jobs, everything. Time essentially stood still for those of us who went behind the wall. Meanwhile, little by little, everything is changing, whether incremental or drastic. You come home and have spent months mentally preparing yourself for the culture shock, but still, you're content knowing you are going back to familiar people, places, things. It's a disorienting feeling. You know prison wasn't your home, but it's all you have known for years and years. Your home you return to is all different, almost a parallel universe type feeling. It's terrifying, honestly, and there are days you kind of wish you could go back to prison, because at least their things were predictable. You ever see the movie, Let's Go to Prison 2006? Dax Shepard has a brilliant line. Have you ever heard of something boring or mundane being described as like a prison? This is what they are referring to. Frankly, prison is boring 9 times in 10. I've never gone as an inmate, but in my volunteer days, our ambulance was first due to a supermax prison. Did we get legitimate calls out of there? Sure, a handful of times, and I can still remember my driver and one of my best friends to this day screaming at prison guards to let the paramedic inside because we need his fucking drugs on one notable call. But most times our calls there were boring. Most of the time, it was inmates faking seizures to get out of the prison for a little while. Not to escape, but just to not be in prison for a little while. Like, all they wanted was to chill out somewhere with a TV just for them and nurses to comment on their workout gains. Prod it. If you think someone is faking being unconscious, hold their hand just over their face and drop it. If it slaps them, they are unconscious. If it slows down or doesn't hit their face, they are faking. About 1 hand's length their hand over their face will do it and won't hurt them. So here's me ... 331 misdemeanors forced me into taking my plea of 226 and another 226, which ran consecutive with each other, so 12 years. I did 13 months at a regional jail and the rest between a high, medium, low, and finally a camp. A lot of what you're seeing here is TV, movies, and YouTube talking, and yeah, a lot of it is accurate. The thing is, none of it is unspoken. You'll be told all of this dozens of times from different people on both sides of the gate. Real unspoken rules. During shutdown, it's important to maintain your silence. Avoid yelling, banging on desks or doors, or doing anything that might disrupt your neighbor's sleep. Don't be afraid to throw a fade if you need to. It'll get rid of the stress, solve a few problems, and keep you cut. Just remember, it's only a fade. Look out for your friends trying to put a battery in your back. Good way to make a few enemies and spend a while in the hole. Don't gamble even if you're a pro. They cheat all day and will push a knife to get a honey bun. When you get your release date, don't tell anyone. Let them figure it out when they come get you. If you're lucky, it'll be after lights out. Always share a bit of any care packages you receive with your cellmate. Being a convict is no excuse to be selfish and rude. To an extent, yes, but never let yourself be taken advantage of. I take it you've never been to prison. You don't just give things away for free, and you never accept anything for free. The only way you would want to do either of those is if it's with someone you knew from outside prison, lifelong friend from outside, etc. The reason being is, you open a door that should not be opened if you accept something for free. It's never actually free, and no, I don't mean they'll expect sexual favors, but they could, but say you frequently have commissary. Lots of people don't. Joe blow down the tier knows you always have commissary because everyone knows everything. One day you're out and he gives you a free ramen just being nice. Thing is he never has anything and you've just opened the door for him to ask you to return the favor and for what you've got in the future. He will want that favor returned many more times than you will ever need his favor. This is called friendly extortion. B. You go around handing things out, it looks like a sign of weakness. Kindness is weakness. Why are you giving free shit out? No one gives free shit out. You must be scared someone's going to take your shit. They are now indeed going to try to take your shit because you showed a sign of weakness. When they come to try to take your shit, you fight as long and hard as you can. Even if you are extremely outnumbered and get your brains beat in. As long as you fight back, they won't do it again. They'll move to the next guy showing signs of weakness and see if they have to actually beat his brains in to get his shit. They'd prefer an easy target. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Source: I got a 9.5-year sentence when I was 18 for drug-related crimes. Edit to add: if you really want to be nice to your cellmate, which is acceptable, then when you make a meal you let him do the cooking as payment for providing the commissary. Or wash the dishes when you guys are done eating, or save him some in your bowl and he washes it when he's done. That would be acceptable. Nothing free. Please post in the comments what the unspoken rules of prison life are.